Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup Web Tiles Edition. That's right, we're playing it online, and I am Melodic Oak. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty okay. I'm sorry, this recording is going to be going up late because the crazy things have been happening. My sister had a baby, and it's been crazy. Life has been hectic. There's been family stuff going on and work stuff, but I am now here. And I'm going to be batch recording these, so I'm going to try not to be late again. And I promised more Dungeon Crawl and more Endless Space, and both of those things are on the way. As you can see, Dungeon Crawl right here and right now. So we're gonna get straight into it. I'm playing a Tengu, that's a bird person, a Tengu Air Magic person. I'm sorry, my brain. We're coming back to this after quite some time. All right, so we are playing a caster. They are a Tengu, and Tengu are interesting. So Tengu are dexterous. They are capable of flight once they hit a certain level, at least for limited amounts of time. And as a Tengu, they are better at conjurations and air magic. And so that Air Elementalist, that was the word I'm looking for. And so it's going to be interesting. So we're going to be sort of a hybrid build. We're going to be going air magic, but we're also going to be leaning slightly in on some sort of melee weapon. We don't know what kind yet. Maybe axes, maybe staves. Tengu are pretty good with just about anything, any weapons. So if we go here, you can see their aptitudes for all of their melee skills. Pretty good. +1 pretty much all around. So we're going to have lots of options, which is awesome. I love options, and options are super important in Dungeon Crawl where things are constantly changing and potentially life-threatening. So we're going to go ahead and set some targets here for our conjurations and air magic for level 5. And then we'll probably train into spell casting a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Now, Tengu gain a little bit of extra magic points per level than a lot of other races do, but they gain a little bit less HP per level. Sorry, green tea. Delicious. So, I feel like that's going to become a thing. I'm gonna have to say what hot beverage I'm drinking, whenever I do a new video, because it says that right on the channel description. That's my thing. Brew a warm beverage of your favorite type and sit down, cozy around the fire. So I'm having an apple cinnamon sencha green tea right now. It's a perfect fall beverage. It's amazing. Anyway, sorry about that. And sorry for anyone I just triggered for the sipping sound. I don't know if it bothers anyone. Anywho, so we're going to go ahead and get straight into it here. There's a couple things you'll notice with the web client. One is that we don't have our inventory here. You have to actually hit I. And also, if you're interested in playing the web tiles, you can hit question mark twice, just like in the offline client, to see all of your controls. So, and they actually have added mouse controls a couple of versions back. So, yeah, I would highly recommend it. We're going to go ahead and pick up these gloves. We're going to go ahead and put them on because a lot of the time it's fine. Yeah, gloves and boots you can usually put on without having to worry about them being cursed. I find the majority of the time, and we're so early in our run that I'm really not that concerned. So I can show you what we're kind of rolling with here. We got Shock as our starting spell. It partially bypasses armor. It has an amazing range, is almost silent, but isn't very strong. But it does ricochet. It can hit enemies multiple times, hit multiple enemies, and hit you if you're not careful. As for our spells that we can learn a whole bunch of amazing spells. Pretty much, we're going to want to learn everything here because it all has a use. Swiftness is a good panic button. It speeds up our movement and actions. We can get away from enemies. Static Discharge shocks everyone adjacent to us. It travels through enemies. It's like it chains to adjacent stuff. It can come back to you and hit you and ground out, but it'll do less damage to you than it will to enemies. Airstrike is a very strong spell. It has many uses, just in general. But one of its biggest ones is against flying enemies. It's basically a one-hit kill. It's very good. And last but not least, Lightning Bolt is a super strong version of our starting spell that scales a lot. And so that's definitely one that we're going to be leaning on later on in the game, assuming we don't die. So we're going to go ahead and continue exploring here and kill what we find. A lot of the same controls that work in the offline, well, actually all of the same controls that work in the offline client work in the online client, as far as I am aware. So Yeah. But there are a couple of things to be aware of. First off, if you're going to play in the online client, I would suggest turning off your numlock because it can be a little finicky if you do not. And secondly, S or 5 will wait a tick, and if you hold down Shift and press 5, it'll do a long wait or a rest. So, because there's no button to do that in the online tiles version, so that's just an important thing to mention so you know. Conjuration skill to hit level 2, that is wonderful. Yeah, that's about all I can think of to mention right now. I'm sure more will come back to me, like, that's important to mention. You know, sort of give some tips about the web tiles version versus the offline client so that you can have a better time of it if you decide to play on it. I would highly recommend it, personally. Sorry, my throat today. I would highly recommend it because it has a lot of pros and cons. Well, it has a lot of pros and cons to the offline version, so it's not better. We're also going to go ahead and learn swiftness here. It's not better, it's not worse, it's just different. So, you know, play to your taste. You know, try out both and see which one works better for you. We're going to go ahead and stick our head down here real quick. Okay. I mentioned in my tutorial series, oh, hello, that it is a good idea to check out downstairs. By the way, Shift C will close the door, Shift O will open it. Oh, that was creaky. Oh, well. So you can see on the bottom there, the text says you close the door, it creaks loudly. There's like a 1 in 5, 1 in 6 chance of that happening. And then it will generate noise, but we're fine. I don't think anything heard that. So, see, it did it again. So it's a creaky door. Oh, there's a kobold. He heard it, but he didn't see us, and now he's dead, which is wonderful. Got some slingshots there, or sling bullets. Go ahead and fight both of you. See, that was a perfect lineup there because we were able to hit both of them and take them out with that one spell, which is wonderful. There's a buckler there, which is interesting. I don't think we're going to use it because shields can really mess with spellcasting chance, but, you know, we'll go ahead and pick it up and we'll think about it. We didn't really have to pick it up, you know, because on it, you know, you can search for anything in the dungeon at any time, so it's really not necessary. But, you know, just go ahead and put it in my inventory since we have a ton of room right now, so it's not a big deal. I'm loving all these hallways. These are perfect for our spell because it can ricochet off the wall and then hit the enemy again. Now, unfortunately, there is a drawback. So, for example, say I'm standing like here or here or something. Let me go hit X if I go down here. Say that enemy was there and I was here. If I shot, it would have a chance of ricocheting and possibly hitting me. It has a range of, well, you can see the range there. So if there's enough to ricochet off and get back to me, it very well might. So it's just something important to keep in mind as you're playing. Oh, we found an iron ring. We will work on possibly identifying that once we sort of cleared this floor. I don't want to read any scrolls and have it be a scroll of noise or anything like that and attract everything on the floor. Although everything we've encountered so far seems pretty basic. A lot of bats. Ooh, level 3. We are going to pick intelligence as our stat to increase first. We really want to help with our spell casting, and we also really want to help with our magical reserves. So intelligence is going to be a good first pick. Dex, so we'll definitely be going into Dex at some point. But I'm thinking it's going to be like every 2 stat ups will be intelligence and then 1 in Dex or something. But it also depends on what we roll when we level up. Tengu, I cannot remember. I think they gain Dex or Intelligence whenever they level. When they level, +1 to a random stat every 4th level. Oh, okay. So it's completely random. So it could even be Strength, which is totally fine. If we roll Strength, that is absolutely not the end of the world. I don't know if we can wear this with our beak. No, we cannot. See, it'll give us a message. You can't wear that with your beak. Unfortunately, that's okay. Let's go and drop that. But what was I saying? Yeah. Strength would not be bad because we are planning on going with sort of a hybrid melee character, so it is absolutely not going to be the end of the world if one of the random rules ends up being strength. Right, that was a kobold. We butcher that corpse, it's toxic. We are hungry. Oh, this gives me a chance to tell you about something else. If you ever need to eat in the WebTiles version, you press E, and the cool little shortcut is you can just press E again to eat a chunk of flesh if you have it. So you don't have to go into rations. It's pretty handy shortcut. You can just double tap E, which is nice. I like little shortcuts like that. Oh, we miscast there, which is fine. Again, we are fighting stuff that is just very easy for us right now, but I'm not gonna let it go to our heads. Oh, so if you're wondering how I'm doing this, by the way, this is a nifty little shortcut. If you press Shift X, you'll go into exploration mode, and then you can just do the lesser than or greater than keys like Shift and period or comma, basically. And one of them will go to your stairs down, and the other one will go to your stairs up, which we only have one right now, but that would literally end the game for us, which we don't want to do. So and then you can use the bracket keys to go down and up just in view when you're in exploration mode. So, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and press enter to move at where you're looking when you're in exploration mode. All right, and we're going to go ahead, and also to move up and down, you just use the greater than and less than keys, shift and period or comma. And that's how you go up and down. Go ahead and peek here real quick. Hello. All right, we don't have resist poison. I'm actually going to look down here. We did not wake it up. Okay. That's good. We don't have resist poison yet, so we really don't want to... Oh, right, we had a scroll. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and backtrack here, go up, and then we're going to go ahead and read some scrolls. What I was saying is once we have resist poison, we'll feel a little more confident fighting that adder. Or once we have some more HP, we can actually, like... Or once we identify a potion of curing. Okay, so we have a bunch of scrolls. 5 scrolls. That one. So let's go ahead and see. Scroll of Identify! Yes! Excellent. We can ID a ton of stuff. We're going to ID our potion here, Potion of Brilliance. That's actually great for us as a spellcaster. That will temporarily increase our intelligence, which is great for spells. Let's go and identify these rings. We got a granite ring here, which is a ring of magical power. Oh, we're rolling nicely right now. And the other ring, which is an iron ring, is a ring of stealth. That's not bad. That's really not bad. So we're going to go ahead and put on the ring of magical power, and we're going to go ahead and put on the ring of stealth. So there's a couple of things this is going to do for us. If we go ahead and hit Shift 5, which is shift the keys along the top, which is the percent key, that's going to bring up our sort of character summary. You might notice we have 3 pips of stealth there just from wearing this ring. That is going to be amazing. Stealth is a wonderful tool that allows you to pick your fights more, which is amazing. Having the ability to pick your fights in Dungeon Crawl is one of the strongest, most powerful tools at your disposal. The more ability you have to either engage or disengage at your whim, rather than being forced into a battle, the better. So it's so important. It's so important to sort of maintain the ability to do that. Sorry about that. Setting something there. All right, so we have a ring of magical power now, which is, you can go ahead and read about it here. Basically what it does is it gives us more maximum MP. As you can see, I now have, oh, sorry about that. I now have 16 maximum magic points rather than 7. Just go ahead and rest, and I'll go up. I'm hungry. We don't have any. That's fine. We'll find one, I'm sure. So we can go ahead and memorize another spell. And we will go ahead and memorize Static Discharge here. Yes. By the way, for my spell casting, I'm using macros. They're extremely useful. To set your macros, just press Control D, and then you can press M and set up your macro as you please. Z is for spellcast. So what you would do is you would then press M now, and then you would press the key you want to press whenever you want to cast your spell, and then Z, A, and then just press enter, and that'll queue up spell 1 to key 1, and then you can do the rest, ZB, ZC, ZD, etc., if that's how you want to do it. And if you're playing on web tiles, you're going to want to save your macros. If you want to use them across all your characters, you can just do that by pressing Control D to get to this screen, and then pressing S. I have mine saved, so it's pretty handy. Oh, hello. We can cast that on you and kill you. You unfortunately did not drop a body. It is a shame, but not the end of the world. Uh-oh. Okay, so that is an adder. So we need to be really careful about this. We really should have ID'd that other scroll. Okay, so we need to be very careful about how we do this. Swiftness isn't really going to help us. My guess is just casting like this is going to be our best bet at this point in time. We have plenty of magical reserves, yes. If we had gotten poisoned, we could have potentially cast Swift and then sort of gone back up those stairs. Unfortunately, it's one of those situations where that poison would have been pretty deadly, but we're okay. Something I'm actually going to do, since we're right next to an upstairs, I'm just going to pop up real quick here and read this scroll that we have 2 of. It's a scroll of amnesia, which is kind of useless to us. Also, I highly recommend against reading reading scrolls you only have 1 of, unless you desperately need a boost early on or something. So you can randomly read scrolls without endangering yourself too much, and you generally don't want to use scrolls of identify on unidentified scrolls. It's kind of a waste. Save them for potions or for items that you have that you don't have that slot filled yet. Normally, I would have just waited to have scrolls of remove curse and then just slapped the rings on anyway. But yeah, scrolls. It was worth using them for that. I mean, we have a huge increase in power now. That extra stealth and those extra magic points are going to be incredibly useful. So we just saw a goblin here. I'm not sure where we saw it. Oh, there you are. And you are dead. How is our skills going? Okay, we're just leveling conjurations now. We are going to... What do we want to do? Do we want to... Yeah, we're going to go ahead, and it hurts a little bit to do this, but that's okay, because our aptitude is so bad for charms. We're going to go ahead and just level up charms 1 level, so that we reduce our failure chance on our swiftness, because that is such an important spell for us. It's a panic button, it's a getaway button. We want that to have a better failure rate than 1 out of 10, which is not great. Shock is at a pretty decent failure rate. Eventually we'll want to get that down to like 0%, and it will just naturally as we level up our stuff. Static Discharge, also at a point where it's usable but not in a panicky situation. That's why we really want to get Swiftness failure rate down, because it is the button we press when we're about to die, and we don't want to die. So we definitely want to get that up. So what we're going to do is we're going to get 1 level into charms. It's not going to be too bad. Like if we use exclamation point, you'll see the cost is just 1.4. It's not going to be that bad. It's so it is in my opinion worth doing. And it will go up just as we do. That's the most useless door I've ever seen. You guys are easy peasy. Go ahead and butcher you and eat your corpse. It's totally as dark as it sounds. So yeah. All right, let's just keep going. I keep on losing my train of thought. That's been happening a lot lately. It's a lack of sleep from a new exercise regimen I have, which is not super healthy. My body still has to adapt, but is what it is. Oh, some boots. I don't think we can wear boots. No, we cannot. Okay, my memory is correct on boots and helmets. Unfortunately, Tengu cannot wear either. Now, it's not necessarily bad. Keep in mind the beak and talons 3. That is an attack that'll trigger occasionally when you're meleeing, which is quite handy. An auxiliary attack, as it is called. Okay, so we have a selection of stairwells here. That's the one next to the adder. I'd prefer not to go down that stairway. That one would probably be okay. This one, that one, let's go there. Okay. We got a short sword there. Oh, there's Natasha, so that's a named enemy. So Natasha's pretty dangerous. And the adder, ironically, I think I'm more worried about the adder than I am worried about Natasha. But I definitely am not wanting to fight either of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into exploration mode, and then I'm going to hover over Natasha and press E. And that's going to put an exclusion. If I press E again, it'll put a 1-tile exclusion, and once more it'll take it away. We want to add a full-on exclusion there. and then back off, and hopefully, yeah, I don't think we woke them up. So, and now we can rethink where we want to go downstairs. We're going to go this way. And we're going to try to avoid Natasha entirely, because we don't really have any magic resistance yet, which is a problem. Oh, he didn't drop a body. Oh well. We don't really have any magic resistance yet, so we want to be careful whenever we're dealing with a spellcaster, especially if they're a named character. I'm going to try not to use auto explorers often there because I don't want to get close to that, to Natasha or to that adder, either of those adders. We're going to go and put on the cloak. Again, usually cloaks are pretty safe. They're not usually cursed. They can be, but they're not usually. And that's not a whole lot. Like the gloves I have and the cloak are not a huge bonus. They're just 1 AC each, but armor class adds up. It's just, you know, that's reducing the amount of damage I'm taking. So it is still worth picking up and putting on. Good, you dropped a corpse. We're going to go and butcher that and eat it. Wonderful, we found another potion. Oh, actually, we want to ID that after we kill this kobold. Excellent. Let's go ahead and read another scroll of identify. Oh, we actually have 2 potions that are un-ID'd. Potion of resistance, excellent. And let's go ahead and read our other scroll of identify. And a potion of degeneration. We do not want that, so we're going to drop that. Boom. You press D for drop, and then you select what you want to drop, and then you drop it. And potions of degeneration are extremely bad, and one of the hazards of one of the major hazards of blind reading scrolls. Now I just realized we really should have just picked up a weapon here. We would have been better off doing that. And there was you know what we can actually do. I'm just off my game here today. We can press Control F and then search. Oh, we're carrying a short sword. Durr, I did pick one up. Gosh, I'm dumb. Wait, are we wielding that? God, am I this? No, okay, we weren't wielding it. We did pick it up, we didn't wield it. Okay, so I'm only half crazy. Excellent. So just having a weapon is probably better than fighting unarmed at this point in time. It usually is. Alright, so we're still gaining, still gaining on that. Yeah, still need some more experience points. That is okay. I definitely want to get higher up on the, we found an amethyst potion. I really want to keep up on IDing these potions as I find them. Darn, potion of flight, that's almost useless to us once we hit a certain level. I really was hoping to get a potion of curing, but sadly we did not find one for that adder up to the north there. I would very much like to avoid pissing that off. So we will go ahead and just try to generally avoid it right now. That's a worker ant. That is equally dangerous. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this. The way you do what I'm doing here while I'm examining is just X to bring up the cursor, and then when you're hovering over an enemy or something, you can press V to view it, and it'll show you this description. So it looks dangerous, not very dangerous. Has 1 pip of magic resistance. Has about 16 HP. Wait, are they swift? It is fast. Yes, they are. So I don't know. It's probably not very safe to just fight it, but it is at a range, so we could try casting and just seeing if we draw some, if we can deal some damage to it here. We just want to be careful. Yeah, we can do this. Yep, we are fine. Cool. Very small risk for some reward there, because they're worth quite a bit of experience at this point. Probably shouldn't have taken that risk. Like I said in the previous series, you always want to mitigate your risks. But again, yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Let's see, reach level 4. We feel clever. Awesome. Our intelligence went up, which is exactly what we were hoping for, which is perfect. Now, as you can see, this doesn't do a ton of damage, this initial spell. It does get better. It's definitely worth mentioning it gets better. And as conjurations, increases, you're really going to see that in full force. Spear. Do we want to go with a pole arm instead of a short sword? I mean, +4, 6. +4, 6. But that one has a bigger attack delay. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, yeah, we definitely want to go with the spear. The only downside, I think, is that it's two-handed. Or is it even two-handed? Is it even two-handed? It's a one-handed weapon. Oh, okay, yeah, we definitely want to use the spear then. Go and wield that for now. Okay, we have explored this floor as much as we can without hitting those other areas. Now that's okay. Remember, Dungeon Crawl doesn't have to be a linear game. You can always leave a floor if it has dangerous stuff like that and then come back later. So we have 2 possible stairs down. So we're going to go ahead and actually either is technically safe. So as far as we know. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and take this one. Check a couple of things here. Down to 9% on the swiftness. That is excellent. And that's because charms hit its goal. That definitely helped a lot. Conjuration still has 1.1 levels to gain. Now it's time to start thinking about what the next skill we want to start putting some points into is. I'm thinking some fighting, because that's going to help us not only in close quarters combat when we get to that, because there will be times, there will be times where we'll have to fight in close quarters, and in addition to that, fighting gives us hit points, which is a really big deal, especially for a Tengu that doesn't really have a lot of hit points. So we're going to want to be more survivable, and unfortunately, teching into defensive skills like armor, dodging, shields early on in the game is a really bad idea, like 90% of the time, because one of your greatest defenses in Dungeon Crawl early on is to just kill things before they even have a chance to really damage you. So what we're going to do is we're going to train into fighting, and just fighting for now. We're going to train into fighting, and we're going to train it until it's level 2. And we'll probably go back into it. But we're going to be doing a lot of switching around. Okay, there's an orc with a dagger of draining. Ooh, geez. That does not sound like fun. The problem with this orc is it's easy, but it's gonna have friends almost all the time. So what we're gonna do is this, and we're gonna move back on the stairs, and we're just gonna engage carefully. There's another orc. Okay. There we go. Orc is dead. You probably have some friends, so we want to be really cautious. There's another orc. Okay, conjuration skill went up, which is wonderful. Just be slow and methodical here. And we're not going to use the auto explore function quite yet, because I don't want it to put us in a position where we're not immediately capable of sort of getting out of it. You know what? These are actually pretty small rooms. I was worried about it because I was worried we'd probably end up with some bigger rooms. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so peeking down this stairway did have a little bit of a downside. We have just gone down into a dungeon level that has a optional sewer level. Now, optional sort of areas have a timer on them, like in turns, not in real time, obviously. And if you get to them before the entrance closes, there's a bunch of extra items and experience points in there that you can get. It's quite nice. Now, of course, the downside is that we're currently on a dungeon level we're not quite leveled up for yet. It's going to be a bit of a risk, and we also don't know where to go to find this. We're going to go ahead and read some scrolls. Okay, it's a blink. We're going to go ahead and cancel that blink. Yes. Let's see. Let's read you. Scroll of enchant weapon. Not a terrible thing to roll. Go ahead and make our spear a little bit stronger. I'm hoping what I'm doing... Scroll of random uselessness. I'm hoping to get a scroll of magic mapping, because then we're going to be able to tell exactly where this sewer entrance is and go straight to it. Yay! There it is! And it looks like it's right over to our right there. So we are going to go ahead and... Uh-oh, that's a phantom. So this is a phantom. Looks extremely dangerous. Well, yeah, they're not not usually too bad, but we are a little under-leveled to be fighting it. So the question is, if we cast Swift, we can probably get over to that sewer drain before we have to engage this thing. So we're going to go ahead and try to do that. Okay, and apparently we're going to fail. But that's okay. We have you in a good place for ricocheting. Like I was saying, they're not too dangerous. Now, unfortunately, the minus Swift does kind of stink. But we should be able to take you on without too much trouble. Oh, that could hit me. So we want to move down and then fire. Bam. And he is dead. Okay, so what do we want to skill into now? Because we just hit our... that's a good question. Let's go more into Conjurations and Air Magic, actually. Yep, we're going to go more into Conjurations and Air Magic. We have gained the ability to fly, which is just absolutely wonderful. We are absolutely going to want to use that. So, we're going to go ahead and grab these real quick. There's also an altar to a god there. Oh, okay. Hello. We did take on a worker ant before, so I'm not too concerned. Okay. We can cast Swiftness if we need to. We are going to need to, although you're fast. But if we do this, we can go up these stairs. All right. Now, unfortunately, that sewer drain might be out of the question now. It's hard to say. That's a dagger of draining. That's actually not bad. We might consider that. We'll go ahead and grab it just in case. So, now it's like there's always this question of like, do I risk it? Because yes, that's a risk, but the rewards are obviously potentially worth it. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna mitigate our risk. We're gonna go ahead and continue exploring this floor that we're on right now. If we find another downstair, we'll try it and see if we can get to the sewer drain safely. But if we don't and the sewer drain rusts away and we're not able to take advantage of it, well, that's life. It's not worth... wow, ice dragon scales. All right. Those have some uses. We're probably, as a spellcaster, probably not like... It's probably not a big use to us, like, to actually wear. But the thing about ice dragon scales is... you can use dragon scales to open up these things, these vaults that you find later on in the game. And that's quite later on. I keep on doing that. I really need to be paying attention and making sure that I'm not being an idiot. All right, we need to be careful. Okay, we are fine. Excellent. Okay, we did find another stairway down. Hear the sound of rushing water, brisk rusting of a very distant drain. Ooh, okay. They're not very strong, but there's a lot of them. They can all hit for up to 3 damage. We have 30 hit points, though. Yeah, okay, we can do this. This is not a problem. And that's going to ricochet around and hit a lot of them. The jackals. Boom. Okay, we have some newcomers joining the party. Centaur skeleton. Easy for up to 8 damage. Yeah, okay. So again, I'm not too concerned about this. So we're going to go ahead and keep casting in a way, if we can, that is more likely to hit multiple targets. Okay, now that is a zombie. Looks harmless. Okay. Good. Okay, that's another phantom. Darn, it looks like that sewer may not be happening. That is okay. That is not the end of the world. Okay, we can... Let's go and cast again here, and again. So we can only hit one of them here. We've hit level 6. Gotten 2 points of intelligence so far, so we're going to go ahead and put a level into dexterity, which is going to make us a little more evasive. Good. Okay, good. The phantom blinked, which is wonderful. What is our failure chance on static discharge? Only 6% now, so we can go ahead and use static discharge. Bam. Wonderful. That is quite good. Get a chunk of flesh here. There's the phantom. I feel like we don't have a lot of magic points, but I feel like you blink so often that we'll have plenty of opportunities to escape if we need to. So we might just go ahead and see if we're able to take you out as easily as we did the last phantom. And remember, we do have a pole arm here, so we can go ahead and stab you. And then do this. Now, it does heal occasionally as well. But as you can tell, yeah, we got it. We got it. Conjurations and air magic are now both level 6. As far as I know, that drain is still active. So what we're going to do is this. That's going to take us up here. A Quokka moved out of view. Oh, okay, I'm not concerned about a Quokka. And we're going to go ahead and carefully, tile by tile here. It's just a giant cockroach, not a problem. We're going to go ahead and move over to the glowing drain and move down. Bam, we made it. Yay! That is awesome. Okay, we made it into the sewer. A sort of an optional area where we can get some extra experience points and extra gear potentially. However, they can be pretty dangerous, so we're gonna need to be very careful. Fortunately, there is plenty of water. See, there's a portal out, so finding these portals out are important so that we have an escape route. And here you can see we're dealing with a special kind of rat, a river rat. They can bite for up to 10 damage. They are not pushovers like their other rat brethren. So we're definitely going to want to think about how we want to proceed here. Okay, so we're good with that. I don't think we want to use anything. We did pick up a wand of Ice Blast at some point. How did I not notice that? That's okay. We also have an unidentified potion. I really should have noticed those. I don't know why I didn't. Very strange. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open up with some shock. Go ahead and maybe get some multiple targets here. Yeah, that went really well. So, cannot complain. Alright, we got a door here. Why do I get the feeling some wonderful things are going to be on the other side? Yep. We got a big kobold here. It looks dangerous. It can hit for up to 7 damage plus its dagger, which I believe does like 4 damage. So it can hit for a decent amount of damage. So I'm not worried necessarily. And we can always cast Swift and run away because it's only a 7% failure chance now. Yeah. And static discharge once they get close, which is going to go through its armor. What kind of armor do you have? None. Oh, okay. So we will go ahead and zap at you. Zap again here, and then we'll go ahead and cast Static Discharge. And again. And again. Nice. Alright, we are doing some decent damage here. It is making us pretty hungry, but we have chunks of flesh, so we're not too terribly concerned. We don't have enough magic to cast it again, so we'll just poke you and kill you. Boom! That fight went incredibly well. Awesome. And our reward is a couple of potions. And because we didn't have to, and you see how this is really advantageous because we just gained some experience points we wouldn't have, which equated there to 0.4 and 0.5 levels in those skills, which is amazing. That's like almost a whole level worth of skill for us, and the cost is at 4.2. So that's a lot of experience we just gained, and we got items that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So that's a pretty big deal. It doesn't seem like a big deal. But yeah, these optional areas are absolutely wonderful, and you should take advantage of them if you can. Oh, would you look at you all lined up? Oh, that was amazing. Alrighty, we killed 2 with that first shot there. Oh, right, potions of heal wounds, which is awesome. We got an adder over there. Which can technically make it over to us, but we have a lot of space to kill. Yeah, a lot of space to kill it. At this point, our primary spell is dealing a decent amount of damage. We can learn Airstrike now. We are absolutely going to do that. Airstrike is one of my favorite spells. What's our chances with Airstrike? 13%. It's a pretty high failure rate, unfortunately. It also generates a ton of hunger. We have chunks of flesh, though. I was kind of wanting to show it off. We might show it off on that river rat, but it also makes a lot of noise, a bit loud. Yeah, so we really don't want to. So we're not going to be stupid here. we are going to play it smart. Ooh. Come on, you. There we go. We got lots of magic points, so I'm not too concerned, yeah, about being able to kill this thing. And there's a rat there, just kind of stuck there. That's fine. Oh, right, river rat corpses are not edible, so it's fine. We're hungry, so we can go ahead and come around here and butcher these rats. There's another river rat there. Actually, 2 of them. Go ahead and do some attacks that are hitting both. Excellent. A chunk of flesh and pick that up. And butcher some of these corpses. Fight some more enemies here. Yes. Boom. We don't want to fire at you because that would ricochet and hit us. Oh, right. This is going incredibly well for us. This is very, very good. Because these a lot of the enemies we're fighting down here are really not that dangerous. Let's see here. Another couple of kobolds. Again, I am not concerned. Kobolds are dead. All right. So nothing too terribly good there, but we got some potions here. Another scroll of identify, another potion of flying, which again, unfortunately, the potions of flying are really not useful. We have 4 of them. Of course we do. Of course the game would give us tons of potions of flying when we literally need none. But that's okay. That is okay. We've been getting a lot of other potions as well. We're going to go ahead and ID some of these. So we're going to go ahead and read another scroll of identify. And we'll go ahead and ID these 3 yellow potions. They are potions of curing. Yes, finally we have ID'd those. We do not need to fear poison as much as we did before. You should always fear poison though, even if you are resistant or have potions of curing, or even both. Right, potion of berserk rage, limited usefulness to us as a spellcaster, but potion of agility, that actually is pretty useful. Any potions that increase stats are useful to pretty much anyone. There's always going to be some circumstance where that potion is going to be useful. Even like a potion of strength on a spellcaster is still useful because you never know when you're going to run out of magic or get drained of magic or something, and you're going to have no choice but to fight it out, hand to hand. So it can be quite important to have backup plans. Yeah, these kobolds are just lining up for us. It's amazing. I mean, that's just so good. It's amazing. Okay, so we got lots of potions. Jeez. Oh, the resources we're gaining from this. Yeah, just amazing. I just can't get over how wonderful that is. We also have a new type of potion. It's a lumpy gray potion. Doesn't that sound delicious? Potion of might. There we go. And we have 3 of the potions that increase your general stats now. Strength, intelligence, and dex. And those are all helpful to have around. All right, so partially explored, you cannot reach some places. So what is it talking about? Well, it's talking about a couple of things. Like there's some darker areas over here that almost certainly don't have anything. You could maybe get over to them with flight, but it's not worth it. There's not going to be anything over there. I can almost guarantee you that there isn't. So it's not worth taking the time or expending the resources. So that is a sewer run completely done. We did it. And we gained almost 2 whole levels of some of our most important skills from doing it. Once those both hit 7, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to something. What am I going to switch to? We might even keep them on and just lower down their priority and also start training something else. Spellcasting is definitely going to be something that we want to start training. Go ahead and let me know, game, when we hit 7, and then we'll go ahead and probably go into spellcasting for a while. We're reaching the point where we're going to start teching more into fighting, and we're also going to finally turn on dodging as well, because we're at the point now where we're basically killing everything we're coming up against without too much trouble. And when you get to the point in Dungeon Crawl where you're killing stuff and you're not having a super hard time doing it, that's usually a sign, we are actually going to pick this up, that is usually a sign that you are sort of where you need to be in terms of general power level. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn on spell casting now. And we're going to go ahead and set... Oop, what did I just do? I don't think I did anything. We're going to go ahead and set the target level for 5. And yeah, once you get to the point where you're starting to kill things without too much difficulty, it means that it's time to start going into defensive skills a little bit. We are doing that, so now is the time, is basically the way I'm seeing it. All right, we got a worker ant there, but we're not too concerned. Yep. We got the potions of curing as well, which also helps alleviate any major concerns about being poisoned. Yeah, this is going pretty well. I don't want to jinx it or anything. Another potion of might, which is wonderful. A scroll, unknown scroll, another unknown scroll. We're going to go ahead and poke our head down here and kill this worker ant. Go ahead and hit you with that. Scroll of amnesia, which we don't need right now, but you know, could come in handy later. So there's a trap there as well. That's fine. Go ahead and continue exploring this floor. So the good thing is a lot of these bands of orcs haven't had any orc priests or mages. Okay, we just fell through a shaft. You remember this happened last game as well. We fell through 3 floors. Now this, however, this is a lot less worse than it was before. And my reasoning for that is quite simply, we're actually not that much deeper. Because we were on dungeon level 4. We basically cleared 5, so we've fallen through 3 floors, and we are pretty powerful. We have plenty of tools to get away from dangerous situations. And so, unlike last time, where this, you know, kind of led to the sort of chain of events that, you know, sort of led to our demise, this time I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're going to make it out of this just fine. Of course, I have no way of knowing that for sure, but I mean, just, you know, call me optimistic. So we're going to go ahead and put a cut in there, and I will see you all next time. I'm going to be keeping up with the upload schedule now. I'm going to be trying my absolute best. You know, I mean, of course, you know, life happens and you never know what's going to happen, but we're going to try to stick with it. We're going to try to make it happen. And expect more of this series, expect a new Endless Space series to start. And I have a couple other things brewing in the background that I might start some longer form series that could go on for a very long time. The problem is I kind of want to wait to start any really long form series until I know that people are really interested in sticking around for them. Because that's always a risk when you're doing longer form series. But if I enjoy doing it, then that's kind of why I'm doing this whole YouTube thing in the first place. So I am going to eventually do it. I just don't know when. But when I do, you're going to expect to see some fun adventure games. For example, I know this sounds like a sin, because it is. I've never played Baldur's Gate, the original Baldur's Gate. It's a legendary game, both in terms of game design and story, and I'm going to be doing a full playthrough of that at some point. So that's probably going to be the first like really long form series that I do on this channel. But I'm super excited for that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.